And here we are, back into the Gerudo Training Ground, and has absolutely beautiful music this time. Salutations everybody, welcome back to another episode of Triforce Randomizer. So it feels both really weird but also really nice being back in here, and also just going back to other dungeons that we either haven't got to before, which would be, I think, Jabba Jabba's Belly, but also sort of the Shadow Temple. We were able to enter it last time, but like, who knows what they're gonna be this time. But our first check of the day will be our first heart piece. And the reason why I do it in quotes is because if you watched last episode, you would know that for whatever reason the save file just deleted itself, so we're now playing on a new seed, because it would just be easier. I changed things a little bit, but not all too much. But also, I think this version of Gerudo Training Ground is actually the vanilla Gerudo Training Ground as well. That was a bit more awkward than it really needed to be, but also looks like we can get some Deku sticks from over there. But also, sorry if I seem a little bit more quiet this session of, you know, just general recordings, these next few episodes and stuff like that. It's because a couple of weeks ago I actually got sick, but ever since then it's been kind of hard to still like talk and stuff like that, because it takes a while for me to recover from even just a simple tiny little flu. It's really annoying. But yeah, that's all that really is. But also, I hope that everybody's been staying healthy, staying warm and stuff this winter season, because my goodness, over here in Canada, it's actually got to like Arctic cold or Arctic winds, whatever is the actual terminology is for it. So it's been crazy cold. But also, since we now have the iron boots on us, we may as well just go down here. But also, speaking of weathers and stuff like that, well, how has your guys' weather been? Has it also been like freezing cold for you guys? Has it been nice and warm? It all really depends on where you guys live and what it's usually like. Is it usually cold during the winter times and hot during, you know, the summers? Or is it usually just kind of in between? And that fish just startled me. I do like how the fish actually try to like go towards, like, they just kind of follow him. But also I think I hear some spikes out at the bottom. Oh, never mind. It is actually terrifying clams over here. I don't know if they're going to try to attack us or not, though. It's terrifying. And speaking of sticks, because I accidentally said sticks instead of arrows, we got ourselves our first Deku stick as well. And seeing it of water brings us back to the Temple of Time, which is really nice actually, because at least now we have a much more quick way of actually going over here. And now we're actually just gonna go to Young Link and see what we can get from there. Just saying right now we're actually in, you know, Market Town. We could just go to the guard's house. As well as bringing Richard back to Lady Yamama, whatever her name actually is, and get ourselves a recovery art. And here we are. This is exactly why, because so many pots. Okay, we got ourselves a Scotia token. So over here, when I was actually getting used to pot sanity, because I am playing around with that quite a bit, we found Zelda's Lullaby. Finally, and there's our last piece of Triforce, which is great to know. That means we can actually go and actually fight Ganon. But we are going to go back over there and actually see what else we get over there, because I want to know if we'll end up getting the Lens of Truth and or the hammer from there as well. Curious about that. But also, we may as well go and try to fight the other dungeons, bosses and stuff like that too. So I'm going to leave that up for you guys, because I am going to save this file. And if you guys would like to watch me fight all the bosses and stuff like that, I will probably see if I could get all the keys, if there's maybe a way of doing that for a randomizer and just going and fighting them. But right now, we just kind of gotta skip through we gotta skip through the whole credit secrets and stuff like that so we can actually fight Ganon, but also so we can see what's inside of the pots. And now back to it. So at least now we know what actually happens when you beat it. But also interesting, I was wondering how it was going to react from getting more than one of the Triforce pieces, because I got up to at least 10 and 20. Okay, the Megaton Hammer is in here, so that is great to know. And we also got ourselves another piece of heart. We're getting so many things now. Also, too bad we don't have like an upgraded wallet. Now the question is, will the Lens of Truth also be in here? Because we also have the Sculptulet, and we have some more of the pots to actually get as well. But I have a feeling that maybe one of these Sculptulets is going to end up having the Lens of Truth, just because the fact you have to reset everything. Yeah, my goodness, I was wondering where a majority of the Triforce pieces were actually going to be. Okay, so now we know what's all in here. Let's just go ahead and see where the other areas will all port us to before we go and fight Ganon. So Pool of the Light, we go to Sora's Fountain. Okay, we could use that as Adult Link. And then we need to figure out what's inside the Forest Temple. Ooh, exciting. So you guys have any guesses? Gonna stay inside the volcano? It'll send us back to the market. Okay, so that means off to Ganon's castle we go. And here we are, which is actually going to be the Forest Temple. Okay, so that means we actually need to find where Ganondorf actually is. But this also works for me because this is still going to be the finale. But what I'll be able to do for the bonus episodes, though, is, well, at least for the next episode, which will be the bonus episode, we're actually going to be going to actual Ganon's Castle, because I'm going to figure out where that is. I just didn't realize that Ganon's Castle was actually selected to be part of the Dungeon Randomizers, so that honestly was a big surprise for me. But I also want to figure out where the Lens of Truth is, the two last warp songs are, as well as the Golden Gauntlet, so we can go and get the fairies. Which, speaking of which, one of them is actually a part of Young Link's, which is actually starting off. The spawning area is exactly where we were last time, which was in, I guess, Castle's Courtyard, or whatever it's actually called. I almost said Hyrule Field, but right outside of one of the Great Fairies, which is right here. And it is just called Hyrule Castle. Okay, so that's good to know. So I wasn't sure if that would actually be the castle itself, or if it will be outside. I guess technically this could be a garden for it as well. But we also want to know where Din's Fire is, so for all we know, one of these fairies could give it to us. Which means we also need to make our way back up with Death Mountain, but we'll see if that's actually on our way of the hero, so to say. Oh, we got Ganon's Castle Key. I'm also going to mark down the boss key as well, because I believe since the Triforce Hunt, after you get all the Triforce pieces, wasn't reset, you will be able to you'll be able to refight Ganon, because some people just want to do that after fighting it, because it feels more, I guess, appropriate, definitely more vanilla, to actually beat him and be that the way that it actually ends. But yeah, I really forgot what I was going to say, because my brain's just like, bruh, I've been having like migraines and headaches the past few days, so it's like, bruh, I don't like it. But now off to the next ferry, which will probably be up Death Mountain. But I'm actually going to port back to wherever the Pool of the Light was actually going to bring in us. Which is perfect, because it's literally right outside this fairy fountain, which I was hoping that it would bring us near one. For whatever reason, I thought it said Zora's Domain, but it was actually Zora's Fountain. And it's too bad we don't have a fish in a bottle right now, otherwise we could just go and see what's inside Jabu Jabu, which for all we know could actually be Ganon's castle. But we got ourselves a Sculptulet token. Now to Lake Hyrule we go, because, well, we can fish, but we can also get a few Sculptulet tokens. But I think this will actually be our last check of this episode. It's also really weird that this is also the last episode, because I expected it to take a while because of having to reset and having to go through all these checks. But also kind of glad because it doesn't make it stretch too far. But now let's hope we're not going to scare off the fish right in the middle, which would be poor fish. This one right here. Okay, good, the other one got scared off. Otherwise, those ones would probably be the ones to be like a nom nom fish lure. But the question is, how long will it take for this to bite on? Will it take it a while? Or will it latch on? Well, it took 3 times to grab it, but I also find it hilarious that the fishing pond area song itself is just the enemy music. So I also still find it interesting how both Child Link and Adult Link's timelines just have 2 different versions of the song inside of here. But alright, time to weigh our fish, which will get ourselves a beautiful recovery heart. I love how it says this is our last item. Actually, no, with that, we gotta find something else. Which may as well be this Sculpture token will give us another piece of Triforce. So there you go, that was actually the last check that we could do in Lake Hylia, but also the last check of this episode. So with that, we shall actually leave it here. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, and the series I guess, give it a big thumbs up. Stat chat subscribe button, hit that link down in the comments down below. Do what you do, and I will see you in the next video, which of course will be either 1 bonus episode or we'll have 2 bonus episodes. We'll see. Either way, for around a lot more. Sorry about that, guys. Peace.